Welcome back to the Dr. William Lee podcast, the place where science meets longevity. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and with me as always is the brilliant Dr. William Lee. Now, let me start with a question. Most people drink coffee just to stay awake, but what if your coffee could actually sharpen your brain fight aging and even lower your blood pressure just by adding the right powder? I recently had a patient in her mid-60s. Every morning, like clockwork, she drank her cup of coffee with 2 teaspoons of sugar and a splash of creamer. That was her ritual for 20 years. But her energy would crash by noon. She had trouble sleeping, and her blood pressure was starting to creep up. When we made a few small swaps, cutting the sugar, removing the cream, and adding just 1 natural powder to her coffee, within weeks she noticed a real difference. Her digestion improved, her sleep became deeper, and her blood pressure, it went down.
Coffee doesn't have to be just a caffeine crutch. When done right, it can become a daily wellness ritual, something that not only energizes you, but nourishes your brain, heart, gut, and even your hormones. In today's episode, we're going to share 8 natural powders that you can easily stir into your coffee. Powders backed by research, proven to help with memory, blood pressure, inflammation, hormone balance, and more.
And the best part, these are everyday ingredients. You don't need fancy supplements. Just 1 teaspoon a day can turn your morning brew into a true super drink, especially if you're over 60 and want to age with strength and clarity. So, if you or someone you love drinks coffee every morning, hit like, subscribe, and share this episode, because one small change in your morning cup could mean a big shift in your long-term health.
Let's kick things off with a common habit we see in older adults, adding creamers to their morning coffee. For many people over 60, it's the way they've always done it. A splash of sweetened creamer, maybe even those powdered non-dairy kinds. But here's the thing. Those creamers are often packed with sugar, artificial flavors, and inflammatory oils, like hydrogenated palm oil. Over time, they can raise blood sugar, promote silent inflammation, and even mess with digestion. Now, what if we told you there's a simple swap that doesn't just replace creamer, it boosts your brain?
That brings us to number 8 on our list, coconut milk powder. This is such a smart alternative for anyone looking to lighten their coffee without the sugar crash or inflammation. Here's how it works. Coconut milk is rich in something called MCTs, that's medium-chain triglycerides. Unlike regular fats that take time to digest, MCTs are quickly absorbed and converted into energy by your liver. This gives your brain a cleaner, faster fuel source, which is exactly what you want first thing in the morning. Many older adults complain of morning brain fog, low energy, or that sluggish, I need another cup feeling. Often that's not a caffeine issue, it's a fuel issue. Adding just 1 teaspoon of coconut milk powder to your morning brew can provide that steady, non-jittery energy.
And it's especially helpful for those who follow a low-carb or low-sugar lifestyle, which many people over 60 are advised to do to manage blood sugar, insulin resistance, or even early-stage cognitive decline. Because coconut milk powder has no sugar, as long as you choose the right kind, it helps support mental clarity without spiking glucose levels. Let's talk practical. How do you use it?
It's easy. Just add 1 teaspoon of unsweetened coconut milk powder to your hot coffee. Stir well. You'll notice a creamy texture, a subtle nutty aroma, and best of all, no sugar crash. It feels indulgent, but it's totally functional. Now, a quick tip for you when shopping for coconut milk powder: make sure it's unsweetened and ideally free of additives like maltodextrin or palm oil. Some brands sneak in extra junk that cancels out the benefits. Read the label, less is more.
So, to recap, if you're still using sugary creamers, this is the perfect first switch. It protects your heart, supports your brain, and keeps inflammation in check, all while making your coffee taste smooth and satisfying. All right, that's 1 down, and we're just getting started. Let's move to 7, a humble seed that's secretly a hydration and fiber powerhouse.
Now, let's talk about a quiet hero for people over 60, ground chia seed. You might have heard of chia seeds tossed into smoothies or yogurts, but very few people realize you can actually stir them into your morning coffee if you prepare them the right way. Here's the issue. As we age, many adults face constipation, poor digestion, and nutrient malabsorption, all linked to a lack of fiber. When your gut isn't moving regularly, your entire body feels sluggish, from energy to mood, even immune function. That's where ground chia seeds come in.
Chia seeds are rich in soluble fiber, the kind that forms a gel-like texture in the gut and feeds your beneficial bacteria. These microbes are your body's silent health defenders, and they need fiber to thrive. But chia seeds don't just support digestion, they also bring plant-based omega-3 seconds, specifically ALA, which helps protect your heart and blood vessels as you age. But, and this is key, we're talking about ground chia, not whole seeds. Whole chia can be tough to digest and may even be a choking hazard for seniors with swallowing difficulties. When you grind chia seeds into a fine powder, they become easier to absorb, gentler on your stomach, and much more versatile.
Here's how to use it properly. Add 1 teaspoon of finely ground chia seed to your coffee, but make sure the coffee has cooled slightly around warm, but not piping hot. This prevents clumping and keeps the nutrients intact. It's a small addition, but the benefits are big. Improved regularity, more stable blood sugar, and even better appetite control through the morning. You'll feel fuller longer without needing snacks that spike your energy and crash it an hour later.
So, if you're looking for a simple, gut-friendly upgrade to your morning brew, chia is it. Just remember, grind it first and stir it into warm coffee, not boiling hot, and you're good to go. Let's move to number 6, a classic protein booster that pairs perfectly with coffee, especially for those struggling with muscle loss after 60.
All right, let's get into something essential for anyone over 60: muscle protection. One of the biggest hidden health threats as we age is sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. It creeps in slowly, but the results are serious. Weakness falls slower, recovery even a loss of independence. And sadly, most older adults aren't getting enough protein in the morning to fight it. That's where whey protein isolate comes in. It's not just for bodybuilders. In fact, it may be even more important for seniors. Whey isolate is packed with leucine, the amino acid that triggers the mTOR pathway, your body's internal muscle-building switch. Without enough leucine, your body doesn't get the signal to maintain or build muscle, no matter how much protein you eat later in the day.
And here's the fun part, you can easily stir it into your morning coffee. After a light breakfast, say a boiled egg or a piece of whole grain toast, add 10 to 15 grams of whey protein isolate into your coffee. It blends best when the coffee is warm, not boiling, and you can use a small whisk or handheld frother to mix it in smoothly. How about the benefits? More than just muscle. You'll notice better energy, improved metabolism, and even fewer cravings through the day. It helps stabilize blood sugar and supports healthy weight maintenance.
Just one important tip: always choose a clean whey, isolate no sugar, low in lactose, and ideally from grass-fed sources. Skip the flavored versions full of additives. Pure and simple is best. So, if you're over 60 and looking to stay strong, mobile, and independent, whey protein in your coffee might be the easiest upgrade you'll ever make. Now, let's move on to number 5, a green powder that energizes your brain while calming your nervous system.
All right, here's a question we get a lot. I love coffee, but it sometimes makes me jittery or anxious. What should I do? The answer might surprise you. Add a little green tea powder right into your coffee. Exactly. Matcha, or powdered green tea, is a fantastic tool for balancing energy. It gives you a gentler lift thanks to its natural caffeine paired with L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm focus. So instead of that sudden caffeine spike and crash, matcha delivers steady clarity, and the magic doesn't stop there. Matcha is rich in EGCG, one of the most powerful antioxidants we know. It supports brain health, fights inflammation, and even helps protect your heart. For seniors, that's a big win, especially if you want mental sharpness without overstimulation.
So, how do you use it? Just a 1/4 teaspoon of high-quality matcha powder mixed into your morning coffee or a latte. It blends beautifully and gives your drink a slightly earthy, rich undertone. You don't need much, a little goes a long way. But one note of caution: if you're sensitive to caffeine, avoid using matcha in the late afternoon or evening, as it can still interfere with sleep. Stick to morning use ideally before noon for the best effect.
We like to think of matcha as your brain's best friend, calming yet energizing, focused yet relaxed. If you've ever felt wired or anxious after coffee, this tiny addition could change everything. Coming up next, a vibrant pink powder that's not just for smoothies. It opens your blood vessels and powers your morning in a whole new way. Stay tuned for number 4.
Now, let's talk about a deep red superfood that's often overlooked: beetroot powder. It's not just for athletes or smoothies. For older adults, this simple powder can be a game changer for brain clarity and blood flow. Many people over 60 struggle with things like dizziness, brain fog, or cold hands and feet. These can all be signs of poor circulation, especially reduced blood flow to the brain. That's where beetroot powder shines.
Beets are naturally rich in nitrate, which the body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes and widens blood vessels. This means better circulation, lower blood pressure, and more oxygen-rich blood reaching the brain. Studies show it can even help boost memory and mental sharpness. We've seen great results from just adding half a teaspoon of beetroot powder to a morning coffee, especially cold brew or coffee that's cooled slightly. The earthy flavor pairs surprisingly well with the bitterness of coffee.
But here's a tip. If you have naturally low blood pressure or often feel lightheaded on an empty stomach, avoid taking beetroot powder first thing in the morning on its own. It's best with food or after a light breakfast. Also, don't be alarmed if your urine or stool turns a little pink. That's perfectly normal after eating beets. It's just the betalain pigments being processed by your body.
So, if you're looking for better brain function, circulation, and morning energy without an extra cup of coffee, beetroot powder might be your new best friend. And it works fast. Next up, we're going into the world of collagen and how one special powder can help your joints, skin, and even your gut all before lunch. Stay tuned.
Moving to one of the most common complaints I hear from patients over 60. My knees hurt, my skin is sagging, and my digestion feels off. The connective tissue throughout the body starts to wear down, and that's where collagen peptides come in. Collagen is not just a beauty trend, it's the scaffolding of your body found in your joint skin, gut lining, and blood vessels. And as we age, we produce less of it naturally. That's why supplementing with high-quality collagen peptides can make a real difference.
Collagen peptides provide key amino acids like glycine and proline, which are essential for repairing connective tissues and strengthening the intestinal lining. This helps with joint pain, skin elasticity, and even reducing gut inflammation that causes bloating or food sensitivities. It's a great match for coffee too, especially since most flavorless collagen peptides dissolve easily in hot drinks. Just stir 1 to 2 tablespoons into your morning coffee. It won't change the taste, but it will change how you feel.
But remember, collagen works gradually. You need at least 3 to 4 weeks of consistent use before noticing improvements in your skin or joints. So, don't give up after just a few days. Also try combining collagen with vitamin C-rich foods like berries or citrus during the day. Vitamin C helps your body build and integrate collagen more effectively.
If you've been waking up with joint stiffness, noticing more wrinkles, or struggling with digestion, this might be the easiest thing to add to your routine. No pills, just a scoop in your coffee. Coming up next, a powerful adaptogen that supports hormones, energy, and immunity, especially for those who feel drained after 60.
Now, let me ask you something. Do you ever wake up feeling like your battery is already at 20%? Like, no matter how much you sleep, you're still dragging your feet through the morning. That's more common than people realize. Especially after 60, the body's cellular energy production slows down. But there's a fascinating natural remedy that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine: cordyceps.
Exactly. Cordyceps is a type of medicinal mushroom, often known as caterpillar fungus, famous for its ability to boost ATP production in mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells. When ATP goes up, you feel it. Your brain fog lifts, your muscles feel stronger, and even your lungs work more efficiently. That's why cordyceps is so popular among older adults who struggle with chronic fatigue, shortness of breath, or low stamina. The mechanism is simple but powerful. Cordyceps improves cellular oxygen utilization. That means your brain, heart, and muscles get more energy without overstimulation. It's clean fuel.
To use it, start small. Just a quarter to a half teaspoon of cordyceps powder into your morning coffee is enough. Stir it in while your coffee is still hot. The earthy flavor actually blends well with dark roasts. But timing matters. Because it increases energy, don't use it after 4 p.m., or it might keep you up at night. This is a morning power-up, not a midnight snack.
If you've been feeling like you've lost your drive or your physical capacity, cordyceps might surprise you. It's not a stimulant. It's an energy regulator that works with your biology. Up next, the #1 superfood powder for people over 60, especially those with joint pain or weak eyes.
Let's move on to number 1, last but not least, one of the most powerful green powders that almost no one is using: moringa. If you wake up feeling puffy, inflamed, or just off, this one might be your secret weapon. After 60, many people live with chronic low-grade inflammation. It shows up as tired skin, thinning hair, weak vision, or just poor recovery. Moringa goes straight to the root of that.
What makes moringa unique is its combination of polyphenols, vitamin C, and iron. These work together to fight inflammation, boost immunity, and support red blood cell production. That's a rare trio in one plant. And we often forget how inflammation and poor circulation impact not just the heart, but the liver, eyes, skin, and brain. Moringa helps across all of those. Think of it as nutritional insurance for aging. The liver especially loves moringa. It's known to support detoxification pathways and reduce oxidative stress. That's why many people report brighter skin, sharper eyes, and even better digestion after just a few weeks.
Here's how to use it. Just a half teaspoon of moringa powder each morning is enough. You can stir it into your coffee, especially if you're already adding collagen or whey protein. They mix beautifully together. One word of caution here is moringa is potent. If you have a sensitive stomach, take it after breakfast, not on an empty stomach. And don't overdo it. More is not better here.
If you're looking for an easy way to upgrade your immune system, calm inflammation, and protect your brain, moringa is one of the most overlooked tools out there. And now that you've met all 8 powders, let's talk about how to put them into practice without overwhelm.
So now that we've explored these powerful powders, the big question becomes, how do you actually use them without overdoing it? Because yes, they're natural, but that doesn't mean more is better. The key here is strategic combination. We recommend no more than 2 to 3 powders per cup of coffee. Think of your morning cup like a targeted formula based on what your body needs most right now.
Exactly. Let's give them a few smart pairings. For example, if you're dealing with muscle loss or brain fog, a great combo would be whey protein and matcha. The whey gives you leucine to stimulate muscle synthesis, and matcha brings EGCG and natural caffeine to boost mental clarity. Now, if your focus is on joint pain, digestion, or skin health, try mixing collagen peptides with ground chia seed and a dash of moringa. That's a triple hit. Collagen for tissue repair, chia for gut fiber and omega-3, and moringa for anti-inflammatory and immune support. And for those who feel fatigued or lightheaded, especially in the morning, a solid combination is cordyceps with beetroot powder. Cordyceps enhances mitochondrial energy, while beetroot improves circulation and oxygen delivery to your brain and muscles.
Important note, always drink your powdered coffee in the morning. This is not a meal replacement, but rather a health-enhancing ritual. You should still eat a proper breakfast. And don't pour these powders into boiling coffee. The high heat can degrade sensitive nutrients, especially in moringa matcha and collagen. Let your coffee cool slightly, just warm, not steaming before mixing. It's simple, really. A little planning the right combinations and mindful timing, and your daily coffee turns into something much bigger. A custom anti-aging, brain-boosting, joint-supporting elixir tailored for life after 60.
Let's wrap this up with a simple truth that you don't need to quit coffee. You don't have to give up the ritual, the warmth, the morning comfort. What you need is to upgrade it, not with expensive products or hard-to-find ingredients, but with a teaspoon here, a habit there. Health isn't built in one big decision. It's shaped by the small, daily choices we make. like what we put into our cup. And when you choose the right powders, that daily cup of coffee turns into something completely different. It's no longer just about caffeine. It becomes a way to nourish your brain, protect your joints, support your digestion, and stabilize your blood pressure. It's a form of gentle medicine without pills, without effort. Just warm, familiar, comfort, enhanced with science.
The beautiful part is that you don't have to do it all at once. Start with one. Try collagen if your knees hurt. Try matcha if you feel foggy in the morning. Just one powder, one scoop, that's all it takes to begin. Because every cup you drink is a chance to support your body, reset your energy and age with clarity and strength. I love that. Age with clarity. That's really what this podcast is all about. And to those of you listening, your habits matter more than your age. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, your next sip can be smarter. So tomorrow when you make your coffee, make it count.
Finally, if you know someone who still drinks coffee every day but has never seen it as a health tool, share this episode with them. Comment below, which powder are you going to try in your coffee tomorrow? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next week for our next episode.